Speaking of Fashion Week and the things that capture the cultural conversation, that brings me to the thought of the week. Who decides what we're supposed to care about? Like, who decided that today or this week or this month, these are the things that matter? I was thinking lately about how and why so much of the cultural conversation is dictated by what's trending on social media. But then I had to zoom out and realize it was bigger than that, across all industries. So bear with me, this is gonna sound random, but remember when kale became the golden child of greens? Somewhere around 2010, suddenly kale was heralded as a superfood. And then kale was everywhere. Kale salad, kale juice, kale smoothies. The reason why it stood out to me is because my granny used to cook kale for Thanksgiving instead of collard greens since the 70s. And it really wasn't a big deal. I always just took it as what we ate. And then pop culture suddenly made it the thing to do. The same thing happened with avocados. In around 2012, avocado toast basically became a personality trait. Apple cider vinegar suddenly was the cure for literally everything. And even further back when I was growing up, thinking about food campaigns, the incredible edible egg, pork, the other white meat, where's the beef, got milk. All of that was designed to boost sales for the farming industries. So when I went down that rabbit hole, it made me have a heightened awareness for the things we're being shown. And it made me realize that there's nothing we see that there isn't a reason for us seeing. And then that made me almost see things a little bit better. We are constantly being told what to care about, what to eat, what to watch, what to wear, where to go. And most of the time, we don't even question it. It becomes dressed up as the cultural thing to do. It's just what we do. This is the popular thing to do these days. And I get it. I mean, I've done this as well. I've literally gone to restaurants because Instagram told me to. I bought things on Black Friday just because they was on sale. I've stayed at certain hotels just to say I did. I understand. But lately, just with everything going on in the world, I've been more like, why? Why do I care about this? Why are we talking about this? It probably just relates to how crazy the news cycle actually is, that when I see things that almost feel superfluous or feel unnecessary, it makes me question why anyone is even talking about it. So that's kind of like where this started. But then it made me realize that it's bigger than trends and moments. We can probably do the math on where trends come from, but I zoomed out and thought about how moments really are dictated by the calendar. Think about how the calendar works. January, new year, new me, the cash cow of resolutions. You should join a gym, sign up for a new therapist, go on a diet, start fresh, Post-it notes, mood boards, the economy of starting over. That's January. February, Valentine's Day, flowers, dinners, the pressure to perform love publicly. You should buy flowers and candy. February is also Super Bowl. Have a party, bet on the game, wings, more wings. Don't you want to buy food and liquor? March, April, May. March Madness, brackets, Memorial Day weekend sales, the official kickoff of outdoor season spending. Don't you want to buy a grill to get ready for summer? June through August, that's summertime. Summer vacations, travel, music festivals, 4th of July, fireworks, wine coolers, entertaining guests. September, back to school, new clothes, new tech, pens, papers, crayons, the whole nine. Back to school is essentially the new year, new me for kids. New backpack, even though the old one was fine. New. Don't you want to buy new stuff? It's the start of a new year. October, Halloween, costumes, decorations, candy, an entire industry built around one night. November, it's Thanksgiving time. Now it's time to have a feast. Buy tons of food you don't even want to eat by Saturday. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, the single biggest consumption event on the calendar. Don't you want to buy a new TV, laptop, speakers? Then December's Christmas time, the holidays, the grand finale, the culmination of an entire year designed to move product. Red and green, Santa, gifts, cards, more gifts, plane tickets, travel. And then we do it all over again every year, year after year. It dawned on me that we're literally carroted through the entire year, our entire lives. And I'm sure I was missing a few holidays, but you get the gist. And the thing that's interesting is that none of this is accidental. In the 1920s, Edward Bernays, who was the nephew of Sigmund Freud, wrote something he called the engineering of consent. His whole thesis was that you don't sell products to people who want them. You create the desire first. You actually engineer the cultural moment. His business partner at Lehman Brothers, Paul Mazur, said it out loud. People must be trained to desire, to want new things, even before the old have been entirely consumed. We must shape a new mentality. Man's desires must overshadow his needs. End quote. And that was in the 1920s. They were saying this out loud, and somewhere along the way, it just became ingrained into the way that we live our lives. And I think what fascinates me the most is what happens when you zoom out even further, because it's beyond how we spend our dollars. It's also about how we spend our time, our attention, and our energy. Because at face value, who said to care about the things that we care about? So we know the power of the economic dollar, and there have been things like, the Target boycott, for example, where we can see how much impact can be made over boycotting an organization. But boycotting is an action in reaction to something. It's an opt-out. And it got me wondering, what would the world look like if we took a harder stance on what we opt into? What would a world look like if we stopped consuming in general? The hamster wheel of consumption is crazy to me because everything just feels so strung along. Something I want you to consider and ponder about your own behavior is how much of what you do in a given year is because you genuinely wanted to, and how much of it is because the calendar made you feel like it was time. We tend to point fingers at individual companies when they do something wrong, but I think the real conversation is about the infrastructure underneath it all. The entire machinery of manufactured desire that's been running for over 100 years. So I'm curious, is there a month, a holiday, a cultural event that you participate in every year but couldn't actually tell me why? Or something you've quietly opted out of on your own and you realize you didn't want to do it anymore? What do you think would happen if more of us started asking those questions? Because in a world where your attention, your emotions, and your wallet are being optimized on a schedule that you didn't write, choosing what you actually care about might be one of the most quietly powerful things that you can do. At the end of the day, the calendar was written for you before you were born. The question is whether you're going to keep following it or start writing your own.